Okay, y'all. Hey. I told y'all I was coming back with the recap on Daryl Dixon. And I'm going to be doing season 3, episodes 1 through 3. And, okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty of it. How it began, y'all. How it began. Okay, so Daryl and Carol and Daryl are walking on across a bridge and in New England, and they start talking in reference to a can of weenies that Carol has in her hand. Okay. And then Daryl chats about something referring to, I believe, Scott. And I think Scott is he is one of the like supply runners of like the Alexandria safe zone in The Walking Dead, guys. Um I was thinking that's what he said was Scott, but he was saying that he said something was good in England, that everything should be like should be all right. But anyway, so then Carol shows concern about Daryl's shoulder, and he sort of just like, changes the subject, winging it off, and then it's like he started talking about his childhood, like how when he was young, he never had anything, and he always had to this and that. Okay, y'all. And then when that music started, y'all. Okay, so they kept walking. As they continue walking, that music started. That music, dun dun dun, and the music just starts like getting like, kind of sort of whimsically, like, honey. Okay, yeah. So it gets whimsical. It's like, and I don't know, yo, but I was like, dun dun dun, right? And so Carol keeps thinking about how far they are from home, she says, and whatever. And then Daryl refers and brings up the fact that she said how she felt, it was hard being there. And then she does say, she agrees, and she says, but yeah, she claims it to be so, saying, yeah, without you there. I was like, oh, that was so cute, Carol. She was, that just brightens a heart. You know what I'm saying? When somebody care about you like that. Okay, so then they approach the Winchester checkpoint, y'all. They looking at the signs. And Carol reads it out loud, like, okay, let's get ready type stuff. So within there, they passing by some couple of zombies, that were harmless, because like one was like locked in like this little phone thing, you know what I'm saying? And then the other one was like in some vines or whatever on the ground. But then they started looking elsewhere, like outside the exterior of where they were entering. And there was like this bus of zombies, y'all. And they was coming to them. Y'all. I was like, oh my God. Ah, here they go, y'all. Get them. I was get them, y'all. Okay. So then Carol goes to this door, y'all. Carol goes to this door. So Carol goes to this door, and she's and Daryl slays as Daryl slays on the dead, right? Then he assists Carol with the door, getting the door open, because she was having a hard time, honey. She was having a real hard time. It was making my anxiety like, oh, yeah, get it, Carol. And there was another door after that. So then Daryl, he trying to take on the dead while she get the door unlocked. Come on, hurry up. And she was like, I'm trying. And then Daryl was like, oh shoot, he was having to snipe him, get them all, get it there, go on, do your thing. I don't know, that's just like nasty. You gotta be up close like that, and ugh, all that blood. Anyways, open it, Daryl. I was opening. So he takes on the dead, approaching the front entry. And then the way they are going through, it was horrifying, y'all. It was horrifying seeing them going through that. And so they finally get in, y'all. They finally get in and start searching the place for food and anything useful for they're encountering more of the dead inside. where they are. Okay. Oh my God. Y'all, Daryl doesn't eat his piece of candy he found until after he slays the dead upon him. And then Carol, with this fire extinguisher, y'all, she went in, okay? She wasn't playing. I was, go ahead, Carol. But yeah, and then so by all means necessary, anything works, right? Okay. So when they are done, they head out to the patio looking over at the forefront of where they are, and they came in. And then when they look over, they witness much more of the dead had accumulated out there because they know they there, honey. They smell them. Okay, so Carol breathes deeply, and Daryl hands her a piece of candy with a pat on the back, honey, after she takes it. Oh, I thought that was just so funny. Okay, so then they got a little sleep after hearing a noise waking them up from the roof. They heard something. I didn't know who it was. Okay, so I'm gonna call this part Past the Salt, honey. Past the Salt. It's a man named Julian Chamber, and he basically like introduces himself. And they conversated over dinner. He was like, I come in peace, because they was finna go in on him. And he claims to be the last Englishman in England. And they gather by candles and fireplace, talking, and and after they eat, they have a toast to America. Okay. So Carol goes and suggests that Julian that he should come along with them back to America, y'all. Okay, and he agrees, then sort of confuses them by putting them in anxious moods because he lets them know he has to go back for supplies and that he has to go back and then he'll be back at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And they ask and wondering, like, how will they know it's 10 a.m.? Honey, ain't no digitalness going on. So Julian says, oh, you'll know. He be... Okay. A bell rings. Okay, so it indicates, a bell rings and indicates that it's 10 a.m. altering the dead. Altering the dead. So when they heard the noise, the dead heard the noise, they left from around there. And he was like, oh, that's smart. And he was like, yeah, smart. Okay, so it comes down to it that it's time to hit sail. And they all confess that they don't know how to sail. So they was already saying that they knew how to sail, but they really, all of them don't even know how to sail, okay? They lied. They lied and they just confessed it all together. And they went on about their business and they set off to sail. Okay. Okay, so Julian gives off a backwards towards town sort of reasoning kind of look, y'all. And Carol and Daryl evidently smile with sincerity, knowing in relevance like what he is overcoming and leaving behind, heading towards a new, okay? And Julian soon checks out the navigation radar, calculating that they should make it all, although it's nothing. He be saying some stuff, y'all. It's nothing but tides along the way that they should make it, but they should make it within 11 to 17 days, which isn't bad for what they're going through anyway. They all jump for joy, right? They're excited. So I believe, y'all, this was like a self-thought. We all get insecure feelings to feel excited or anxious and happy within like tragic timing. But this shows how faith works within us. I'm sorry, y'all. How faith works within us. And I just feel like that's just like how I feel. On that note. Okay, carrying on. Okay, so y'all, they get ambushed by this tides or waves. Okay, it was crazy. Okay, they get tidal waved, and boom, all hell break loose. Okay, so boom, Carol, they talking and chopping it up. What is going on? She's just like, yeah. And like Daryl gives us like some encouragement. She's just like all excited. She's like, yeah. And my freaking weenies. Like they're hot dogs and she's coming home. She's like, she's gonna go home, man. So, boom. Yeah, that don't become the case, y'all. The boat then fell off course. It crashed and they ended up somewhere in Spain. Okay, now they in Spain. This is crazy. And so Daryl's searching for Carol and Julian, and of course, my girl, all right, but she is wounded, y'all. She is wounded. She got some kind of piece in the back of her back. She don't know what's going on. She just hurting, head messed up. Then meanwhile, they go and search for Julian, and Julian is standing by the shore, but he has turned already, y'all. He has turned, and she's like walking by, but Daryl goes to the boat to look for him, but he's not there, and he kind of understands that, okay, he's not with us. So, oh no, he just already expects it. Then he goes and he helps Carol, and they like rest in peace him, and into the water, and yeah. So no rest in peace to Julia Chambers. It was crazy because I was like thinking he was gonna make it, y'all. And that be the downfall watching these shows. It make you want to cry. Okay, so carrying on, we gonna be talking about season 3, episode 3. They go on, and then where is Carol, y'all? Where is Carol? They find this little spot. They, trying to recover and stuff, and they find this little spot. Then Daryl went off to go hatch a rabbit, and he comes back, and Carol gone. She not in the dang on cottage thing. They was sleeping in, and they was chilling, and they was at. So anyway, he is like, oh God, looking for her again. Where's Carol? Okay, so Carol. Carol has gotten snatched up by these people. Meanwhile, here comes Daryl for the rescue, and she with these 2 other hostages, people that was about to die. Daryl saved their lives, so he felt like because they saved their lives, that they need to take him where they came from, that they was running away from anyways, because they need salvation, they need help. And all of that. So that's what they went and did. They went and took them and showed them the way there, and went back there, even though they didn't want to go back. The little couple. Okay. Meanwhile, y'all, they get there, and man, I'm just like, wow. Okay. So they in there, and then like they're going. Okay. So they have like their own little sanctuary area, and then like people come, and in order for them not to have like some kind of like beef, they like do what they want them to do, and they have trades and stuff like that. But it's like they have to trade in their females in hopes that they come back and stuff like that. Y'all, this is sad. Okay, you got a lot of other stuff going on up in there. Okay, it's a little what do you even call it? Some things going on, you know what I'm saying? You don't know, people rekindling and stuff like that. And so yeah, then Carol gets all like lovey-dovey a little bit. She feeling this dude that's helping her with her stitches in her back, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. And then she heard a little noise, and it was him watching a movie, honey. She thought it was going on, she was about to go in, you know what I'm saying? Carol don't play. They hear something, what? Time to go. Okay, but anyway, boom. She concerned about Justina, which Justina is the little couple that I was talking about earlier that sent them, brought them there. And Justina goes and sacrifices herself for the girl Alba. Okay, she done did that, and meanwhile everybody like is traumatized by it. They like, what? And Carol get this look like, y'all gonna just let this happen? Like, oh heck, nah, this don't go down in America. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know. We fight for ours. And so, you know, she just a dismay, y'all. Like, she just, whoo. You know, feeling worse than y'all, and shit, that ain't even her kin. Anyways, Justina, come on, Justina, why, Justina? Okay, so that's about it, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for coming in and tuning in, whatever, whoop on my recap. I'm Outie 2000. Y'all have a good day.